I found this old Joker hoodie that I had, but it is an XL. I cannot fit this thing anymore. This thing, when I was trying to put this hoodie on and I was trying to stretch it out, the fabric was fighting. So I cannot fit an XL anymore. I'm a wide boy. I'm a big boy, a wide boy. So anyway, hi, my name is Mr. J3T, aka Big Sexy, aka the Kentucky Cannon, aka the World Class Badass, aka Chocolate Thunder with a caramel swirl, aka Black Lightning with a peanut butter filling, aka the man of the century, aka still your world heavyweight champion. And today, as you can probably tell by the hoodie, we're talking about Joker 2 or Joker Folie Deux. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, somebody will correct me. But I think that's how you pronounce it. Joker Folie Deux. So, Joker Folie Deux is a sequel to the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie that came out in either 2018, 2019, before the 2020s. You know, before the before times, when things were good, when things were great. So anyway, this is a sequel to the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, and it's about Arthur Fleck, the Joker, facing the consequences of his actions for the first movie. Basically, there's he goes to court. He's on trial for the crimes he committed, like I said, facing the consequences of his actions. And while all that's happening, he meets a woman, Harleen Quinzel, and they eventually have a little bond, and we see where that goes. So that's basically the gist of it. This movie, instead of Joker Folie Deux, this movie should have been called Joker Facing the Consequences of My Actions. So, yeah, so before I watched this movie, I was hearing a lot of reviews about this movie, and all of them were pretty much saying it wasn't that good. This movie wasn't that good. And I was going into this movie with an open mind. Like, because I'm thinking, okay, people are saying it isn't that good, but I'm going to keep an open mind. I'm going to see it for myself, see if it is actually as bad as people say it is. And yeah, it is as bad as people say. Now, it's not the worst movie of the year. That unfortunate title goes to Borderlands, the live action Borderlands movie. It's not even the worst sequel ever, but it is definitely worse than the original. So, first off, it's a musical. Now, I did not like the musical aspect of this movie. It kind of felt shoehorned in. It felt like filler, you know. The only honestly, the only reason this movie was a musical was because Lady Gaga is in it. Which, by the way, Lady Gaga plays Harley Quinn in this movie. And I feel like the only reason that this movie was a musical was, yeah, because Lady Gaga was in it. And Lady Gaga is a great singer. So they got Lady Gaga and we're just like, hey, Lady Gaga's here. Let's make this shit a musical. So, yeah, the musicals, they don't really add anything to the story. They're just there. Like, they just, again, shoehorned in. Because Lady Gaga's in it, and it kind of broke the immersion for me, because one moment there would be a scene where these two characters are having a really good dramatic scene, right? A really good scene, and then it just gets broken with a musical number, and then we just shoot somewhere else. Like, it felt choppy. Again, it felt like filler between one scene and the next scene, and then just this in between. It just felt like filler. It didn't really add anything. Although, it just didn't really add anything. And also, I want to point this out. It's a miracle that Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga are singing as well as they are, because they they smoke about a half a dozen cigarettes in this movie. So it's a miracle that they're singing as good as they are. It's a miracle that they're not that they don't sound like the creature from Are You Afraid of the Dark? The one I'm talking about. The one that talks like this, or I'm surprised they don't sound like this. That old lady from SpongeBob with the chocolate, chocolates. I hate chocolates. Yeah, it's a miracle that they don't all sound like that, because no lie, no lie. The movie just started, right? And Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, he smoked like 6, 7 cigarettes, and we were only like 5 minutes, 5, 10 minutes into the movie, and he already smoked 7, 6, 7 cigarettes. So it's a miracle that they're singing at all, and they don't all sound like this. So I just thought that was funny. If you played a drinking game, uh, here's the new drinking game. Take a shot every time a character smokes a cigarette. You will die. So, anyway, sorry about that side note. I just thought that was funny. The musical numbers, didn't really like them. In fact, my favorite moment of the entire movie was when Harley starts to starts to sing, and Joaquin Phoenix Joe, he just goes, wait, no, just, I'm tired of singing. Don't sing, just talk to me. And I was like, yes, yes, I felt that, because I was sick of the musical numbers too. But other than the musical numbers, this movie is pretty well shot, but that's really only the best. One of the best things I could say about it is the movie is well shot, the symbolism is great, and the performances, they're great. Lady Gaga, she's a good actress. Joaquin Phoenix, he's a great actor. They do the best with what they're given, and what they're given isn't that good. It kind of felt like the Joker that we knew from the first movie kind of regressed in a way, because he, with his Joker persona, we see how confident and charismatic he was, but in this movie, like I said, he regressed into this quiet, sheepish Arthur Fleck. So yeah, he regressed, and it just didn't really feel, it didn't feel like a Joker movie, if that made any sense. Like, if you would have told me that Joaquin Phoenix wasn't Joker, and that Harley Lady Gaga wasn't Harley Quinn, I would believe you, because there were multiple times where I was watching this movie where it did not feel like a Joker movie. I didn't feel it, because hell, even during the court scenes, they say the state of New York versus Arthur Fleck, and I'm just like, New York? What? I thought this was Gotham. So at first I thought that they just ditched Gotham and just said, hey, this is New York. But I eventually realized that in this movie, or in this universe, Gotham is set in New York, even though I heard somewhere that Gotham is actually set in New Jersey. So I guess the director was like, ew, New Jersey, ew, New York. But yeah, I just didn't really feel like Joker at all. In fact, I read a comment that summed it up perfectly. In the last movie, Gotham felt like a character too. In the last movie, it ended with Gotham in total chaos. Everything was out of control, and a certain rich family gets shot down with only their kids surviving. So it actually felt like a Joker slash Gotham slash Batman origin story, right? It actually felt like that. But in this movie, they don't feel like the characters that we know. It feels like this movie just takes place in a random city, like not even Gotham. Like, yeah, I just didn't get that feeling. Although I will say I did like the reverse, because in this movie they did the reverse, and Harley Quinn, she's the manipulator. She's the one trying to manipulate Arthur Fleck into fully becoming the Joker, right? Where as in the original, in the comics, it was Joker who was the one who was manipulating Harley into becoming crazy, mad love, into becoming crazy, and become his right hand woman slash bottom bitch. So uh I did like that aspect. uh I was like, okay, cool, this is a nice little reversal of roles. And again, Lady Gaga does do a good job, but again, she just doesn't really feel like Harley Quinn. And by the times where she's singing, it just feels like Lady Gaga singing. It doesn't feel like we're watching a character. It just feels like we're watching a. It feels like we're watching a Lady Gaga concert with commercial with mini movies in between. You feel me? The music wasn't bad. Uh, Lady Gaga's a great singer, so the music wasn't bad or anything. It's just it didn't add to the movie. This movie didn't need to be a musical at all. In fact, they could have saved money on the budget, because they they could have saved money by not making this movie a sequel, by not making this movie a musical, because they they could have not bothered with buying the rights to all the songs. So they could have saved a lot of money if they would have just not made it a musical, but they did. So yeah, like I said, like, it's not the worst movie, but it's noticeably worse. Like, it somebody pointed out, said this perfectly. It's a movie that nobody wanted, and also it felt like the movie also didn't want to be made either. It felt like the movie also didn't want to exist as well, cuz the only reason this movie existed was because Hollywood producers saw that the first movie made $1 billion, and they were like, "Ooh, ooh, if we made a sequel, we can get more money from this one." But and the director was like, "Oh, okay, let me just destroy everything. So let me make everything worse than it was." So yeah, it just. I want to talk about the dirty details. I want to talk about, like, spoilers and all that, but I don't want to. I don't want to talk about spoilers because, like, for anybody that's interested in watching it. But even though I really want to talk about the ending, because the ending, I'll give the movie this: I didn't see the ending coming, so I didn't see it coming. But yeah, I, I really want to talk about the ending. But I don't want to spoil it for any of you that want to watch this movie. But yeah, so I'm not gonna do it, even though I really want to. I'm not. Yeah, but there are some good parts of this movie. The performances were good. The cinematography was also good. One scene I liked in particular was when in the courtroom where Arthur Fleck is fully in his Joker persona, and a character from the first movie, Gary, they have a bit of an interaction in the courtroom, and I did like that scene. That scene was really good. I will give the movie that. But yeah, overall, this was just not a good sequel at all. And it shows in the Rotten Tomato ratings, because usually with Rotten Tomatoes, a movie either has great critic score and a bad audience score, or a great audience score and a bad critic score. But with this movie, the critics and the audience are in agreement. I believe currently in Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is 32, the audience score is 31, and the critic score is 32. So you know a movie isn't that good when the audience and the critics agree. You know it's not that good. So yeah, it's just, this movie didn't need to exist. Joker did not need a sequel, and the only reason the sequel is here is because the producers saw that the first one made $1 billion and they wanted more money. They wanted to squeeze more money out of this thing. So yeah, I give it one thumb up, excuse me. But yeah, just wait until it goes to streaming. Don't see this movie in theaters. In fact, it was me, my cousin, and her boyfriend, and 2 other people. 5 of us. We were the only people in that theater. That's why I didn't mind talking throughout the movie, because, again, only 5 of us were there. So, yeah, that's about it. Wait until it goes on streaming. It's not worth it to see this movie in theaters. But anyway, that's about it. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. But if you really like me, then consider subscribing and ring that bell so you always know whenever I upload, because it is free. It is free. Don't be a dum-dum. Subscribe today. Deuces.